Hi Aries, my name's Leona from Supra Conscioussoul, and this is your September reading. So we're going to use the African American Tarot. Let's have a look. And we're going to do some oracle and some spirit guidance. Let's have a look. So Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising. What do they need to know for the highest good of all, Spirit? For the highest good of all involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God, Source, the Universe. Okay, we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Four of Swords. And the Four of Cups. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Eight of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands. The Five of Swords. The Hermit. The Ten of Cups and the Nine of Wands. So underneath the deck we have Justice in reverse. So I would say, seeing justice in reverse like that, it's a time to be careful. It could be that somebody's done something to you, or you feel like something's been really unfair. Now, you do have the Nine of Pentacles, so that can talk about you putting the work in, putting your energy in terms of your home, in terms of your job, your entrepreneur here. This is very much a very single energy as well. So it could be something to do with either your relationship or your job, in which you feel like there was some regrets perhaps, or there's something that you're not interested in as much, because we do have these Four Cups spilt to the ground here. This is the Four of Cups, or the Moon in Cancer. Could be something to do with the home. But justice in reverse is also saying to me that we're at a time right now where you need to kind of be careful, weigh up your actions within this circumstance. It's saying, look, think about something before, because we do have the Ace of Wands after that. So that's talking about an opportunity that's growing, and it may seem like it's growing out of nothing here, out of desolation, but this is an opportunity coming in. You also have the Strength card, so this is telling you that you can do this, you can conquer whatever this is, but from an internal place. You don't need to use your external energy, and you don't need to worry about writing this. I'm seeing as well, you don't really necessarily have to worry about going out and putting the action to fix this sort of thing. Like, the universe is saying that they can see that, the universe is the one that handles that kind of thing. So you're needing to put your focus onto your work right now. Yeah, and you also have the Four of Swords, which talks about feeling like, in some senses, it's being in another plane, or feeling like you're walking up to another realm as well. It can talk about astral travel, or it can talk about feeling like there was some sort of near death for some of you, what I'm getting with this card as well. Yeah, the Moon in Cancer can talk about some kind of dissatisfaction, yeah, something that you didn't like, you wasn't enjoying. There could also have been some sickness here, because we have somebody nursing somebody in the background there, yeah. So there could have been, you may have had to look after somebody who needed your help, and you were still having to kind of maintain your own health or your own energies. For some of you, your health has been very poor lately, and now you're starting to see the sunshine through the trees sort of thing. Now you're starting to be able to focus on your health. Yeah, you're focusing on how you look, your energy. You're having a higher level of energy right now. I feel like there is going to be a rebirth of a situation, because you do have the Knight of Wands. Now this talks about a new adventure, new energy, a new transformation, a new lease of life as well, where I think before you may have felt trapped by a situation or trapped by circumstances, yeah, but you stood your ground, you held off through it, you held back everything that you needed to hold back. You didn't care what these other ones were doing, as long as you knew what your focus was. You was focused on what it was that you needed. We do also have death there in the background. So there could have been a loss for some of you, or feeling like somebody was really ill and you had to look after them, or feeling like there was a situation in which you felt like everything just got spilled over and you kind of had to re-find yourself or re-find your independence for some of you as well, yeah, from feeling like you was in that trap situation. What's helping you is the Five of Swords. Now, I would say to remove yourself from that conflict because of the justice in reverse. Don't try and right some wrong if something happened, yeah, because we do have this lion watching here, yeah. He may have won that battle, but you see how the lion's watching him ready to pounce? Look what you've just done to him, yeah. We also have the police taking away somebody up here, arresting them. So I would say, whatever you feel you need to do to right this wrong, the universe has your back, yeah? Now, I feel like before this transformation can take place, you could be looking at, you could be going inside yourself. You could be wanting some time or some solitude. It can also be that you're reflecting on your relationships. You're going inside yourself. You're receiving some sort of wisdom, yeah, that helps you to kind of carry on, yeah, because this is the Nine of Wands. Look at how he's walking past those wands with such pride because he knows he's nearly achieved what he needs to achieve. Yeah, this is saying that you have everything within inside you within the Hermit as well. Now, the Hermit can also talk about reassessing data. We have the Ten of Cups here. So emotionally, I feel you may need, you're going to look at something and come out much stronger because we do have the Nine of Wands. That Seven of Wands has now grown up to the 9. So it's saying that there is this expanse of energy now. And it's asking you to keep going despite your fears, despite putting up those boundaries, despite feeling like you don't have everything that you can to go forward. You're coming to the end of some sort of cycle here because we do have the 9, and then the 10 talks about some kind of self-fulfillment, yeah, some kind of, I also see that there's somebody sat up there on the rainbow as well, so it could have been somebody passing over for some of you, or it's you reaching a new level of emotional enlightenment, yeah? It doesn't have to necessarily be deaf in that way. There's wisdom here because the snake is actually, the rainbow is actually a snake. There's wisdom in this enlightenment. There's some wisdom coming through from, and you're almost there. Whatever you felt like you had to stand up and protect, you're almost at the completion of that energy. That is also a 9 as well, so it's talking about the end of a cycle. It could talk about the end of a relationship. That Justice card can also talk about divorce, so you could be looking at all the data in terms of that relationship. Or for some of you, you're coming out of this Hermit phase now and you're transforming yourself. You're ready to face something anew again. You're no longer feeling trapped. If anything, you're hunting this thing down to kind of deal with it, to say I'm not having that energy, yeah? Let's take an energy cards. Okay, so door to personal happiness and healing in reverse. So right now you're going through something. It's 34 as well, which is something spiritually. It's a test or a challenge for you. The 7 also denotes some sort of test or challenge. And I feel like whatever this test or challenge is, it's nearly over because you did get the 10 of Cups. And I feel like once it's over, you'll be able to see that you're not actually trapped within this circumstance, that there is this open window there for you. Let's take another energy card. Yep, and then we have adjacent possibilities. That is 26, which breaks down to 6, which talks about love, harmony. There is new opportunities expanding for you, but they're waiting for you to go through this process where you collect all the data, you look at yourself. There's a lot of 9s in this reading, so it's talking about a lot of endings. Now, there is some sort of transformation here with these fours where you're trying to gain more stability. So it's moving away things that weren't emotionally stable for you or mentally stable for you. Yeah, it was taking that time out so it didn't get to that Five of Swords, yeah, where it was that conflict. And we have caring connections in reverse. I feel like there was a relationship or something that you've just had to move away from. It could have been that you was no longer resonating or no longer on the same kind of wavelength or the same kind of vibe. Yeah, it's just you just kind of pulled apart or moved apart. But there could have been some conflict here, because this talks about a no-win situation in some senses. So let's have a look at your spiritual guidance. So Aries, soul solitude, that's the Hermit, yeah. It's saying your soul needs attention. There are moments when it's important to get away, not just from the noise of the outside world, but to find a place where your soul can experience peace and quiet, a place for soul solitude. This is a time to pause, a time to reflect, a time for you. And that's very much what the Four of Swords is talking about, a time to take some time to reflect on what these is actually being offered to you, yeah. And whether it's actually what you want. For some of you, I feel like for some of you, you're defending something, but in a conflicting way. Yeah. So it's about pulling that energy back from the conflict, back into stating what it is that you want, or keeping to the point, basically. Yeah, not allowing it to go into any kind of argument or battle arena. Yeah, transforming this energy. So let's have a look at your little oracle cards here. Okay, we have the Eye, which talks about seeing things from a new way, seeing things in a new vision, yeah. But that comes from that self-reflection as well, from the Hermit. And then we have the Magician. This is about transforming that energy. Once you begin to perceive it in a different way, or once you look at this energy in a different way, we do have the Magician, which talks about you being a master manipulator, manifester. It talks about you being able to see and move forward from it. Yeah, transform whatever you felt was blocking you or trapping you in some senses. And we also have the Star of Patience. This is like taking that time for that healing, taking that time for that soul solitude, taking that time for the rest and rejuvenation before you then come out as the Magician. And then we have unifying, joining, deepening, the Ring, yeah? Bringing something together, binding something together. With the Ten of Cups. So that is talking about family happiness, emotional happiness, yeah. It's also about a joy that not only radiates to you but out to others as well. It's allowing others to share part of that joy as well. There's something that comes in towards the end of the month, possibly once you've done this completion of the Nine of Wands here, when you then get this Ten of Cups. But this is something that can bring people together, and it possibly, that's when the caring connections can go back to the upright for you guys as well. So I really do hope this has helped. Take care, stay blessed. If you like a personal reading from me, all the information is in the box below. Take care, stay blessed, bye bye.